Hey everyone, it's Foxx, your modelmakingguru.com here. We're going to go and see Rogue One. Yee! Let's go find out. Join me on the trip and I'll give you a review when I get back because I can't film in the cinema. Obs. So let's go. Just pulled in for petrol. Now everybody's driving up behind me. Brilliant. Okay, so I wasn't decided whether to go and see this in the cinema because cinemas are a nightmare. They're full of people, which is awful. Don't like people. I mean, I love people. What am I talking about? I love you people. I don't like big social situations. And the food's crap. I mean, let's be honest. The food is crap in cinemas. Hot dog, bun, bread. Bun, sausage, no onions. What? Get out of here. So yeah, so I'm not a big fan of cinemas. But I was going to leave it for a while and wait till it comes available on streaming on Amazon Prime or Xbox Video or something like that. And I can't wait. I need to go and see it. So we're going to go and see it now. And I'm hoping it comes out good. Because here's my belief on the Star Wars franchise. 4, 5 and 6, the originals, they were made. They were awesome. They had a whole generation of kids grew up and loved those films. And then there was nothing made at all until Force Awakens last year. That's what I believe. I mean, I know really the prequels exist. I'd rather they didn't. But they're just awful. They're terrible. They're not even worth watching. They're just the worst things in the world. So don't watch them. So I'm hoping this is good because there's a whole generation grew up on those prequels as their first experience of Star Wars. And frankly, it's the worst experience of Star Wars ever. So, given the fact that the reboot, the JJ reboot, was kind of just A New Hope redone, which is fine, which is not a problem. I'm hoping this is a good film because this will be really, for those people that grew up on the prequels, this will be their first real taste of original Star Wars. Hopefully it'll be a good taste. Now it's what, Monday the something or other of, I don't know what date it is, I've no idea. But it came out this weekend and it's made £12 billion already, so it's done pretty well. So we shall see. But I'm hoping that this is a good introduction for people who, I mean, let's be honest, most people who've seen the prequels probably have seen the original 3 by now, but there must still be somebody out there who hasn't. And for those people, if this is your first Star Wars, so the JJ one was just a reboot really, or a rehash of the original, so this is the first time that those new viewers and the original hardcore viewers from the 70s and 80s can share the same experience because none of us know what to expect going in. So I can't film in the cinema, obvs. So I'm going to film this little bit now, which I'm doing. Park the car. I will watch the movie. It's coming up to about 10 to 4 in the afternoon. Movie finishes at 6. I'm not watching the 3D because I can't do 3D because of my shonky eye. When we come out, I'll do a little mini review for you, and don't worry, I won't give spoilers. I won't give any spoilers, don't worry about that. I won't be able to look at the camera very often because obviously I'm driving, so... Oh, by the way, welcome to the Foxmobile. Welcome to the Sharkmouth Fiesta. Luckily you can't... I tried to get the camera to do a good sort of Top Gear view of the dash and me and everything else, but it's not, it's just my head, so... Sorry about that, soz. Thankfully it's fine because it means you can't see all the crap in my car because it's, yeah, rat rodded it on the outside. Kind of intended to keep the interior clean, that didn't happen. Plus you'll get to share with me, obviously, the joy of really bad traffic on the way home because it'll be 6 o'clock and everybody will be coming home from work. So we shall see. So yes, go and watch the video. Go and watch the movie. And then when it's done we'll come out and I'll do you a quickie review. I'm afraid the view won't be as interesting because it'll be dark outside by then, so it'll just be me in a dark car, so I may have to refilm it if it doesn't come out. So just pulling into a car park now. I shall see you in about a couple of hours and a bit, and after all the adverts make it 3 hours. Adios amoebas. Why am I saying that? I'm not finishing yet. Back in a moment. There you go. There you go. Do you like my car? It's good, isn't it? I've always wanted to do the filming while talking or driving. It's kind of cool. No, driving. Moving now. Shh, shh. Back in a minute. Not moving. And the lights go red. Arse. And somebody wants to pull in this gateway. Arse. It's actually quite hard for me, this, because the first thing I do when I get in the car normally is light a cigarette and have the stereo on. But I don't think I can play the Medal of Honor Frontline soundtrack really loud in my car while I'm filming. Yeah, copyright and all that. It's playing in my head though. I can hear it in my head. Manor House Rally going through my head right now. Awesome soundtrack. If you've never heard it, go and find the Medal of Honor Frontline soundtrack. That, Destiny and Skyrim, my 3 video game favourite soundtracks to listen to. Outside of the video game. Now if you have the hunt for a parking space, please let there be a parking space, or I will be sad, cause there's bugger all else places to park in this town. Yeah, there's lots of cars coming out of the car park, which is a good thing. Gives me hope for my parking shenanigans. Let's see what we can find. Also, I've got to try and remember where the hell I park as well, which is also challenging. Parking space. Why won't you give me a nice parking space so that I can park my car and get out and go to the place with the movies? Yes, yes, yes. No, 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 too tight. No, 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 no. Yes. Parking space acquired. Right, let's go watch this movie. See you in a bit, dudes. Okay, right. Just come out of the movie, and apologies if it's really dark, but it's really dark. So I'm just pulling out, and I'll give you the full skinny. Also, apologies that I'm smoking a cigarette. I've just been sat in a theatre for 3 hours. It's inhuman. Right, so movie watched. What's the skinny? Well, the skinny, awesome. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I'm not going to ruin anything. Let's have a think. Generally, it's really, really, really good film. Keeps the Star Wars feeling. Fits perfectly. The way they tie it into A New Hope, yeah, it's just very nice. It is really, really good. I'm going to be stuck in traffic now. I'm talking with the window open, so it's quite embarrassing. Couple of weird bits, couple of bits that didn't work for me. The first sort of half is a little slow. Second half is the kick-ass half. However, having said all that, it's not like a typical movie where you get the good beginning, the slow middle, and then the rubbish end, or rubbish first and second half. and then the kick-ass end, it was all really good. But compared to the end, the first half was a bit slow. But good. The music. Cigarette's gone out. Music, odd. It just kind of sounded like reboot Star Trek soundtrack, which is weird, but it did. And it didn't really work for me. And I was surprised at the end to see John Williams credited, because it didn't feel like John Williams at all. It felt like, I mean, God bless him, I like Michael Giacchino, Medal of Honor Frontline soundtrack again, but it sounded more like a Michael Giacchino soundtrack. I thought it was somebody else putting their own print on it. Now, it's unrealistic to expect them to have just, all the same themes. It's a standalone story, so it's reasonable to have them putting different themes in there. You will love K2, the robot, the droid. K2 is awesome. He's just awesome. All the characters are really good. Let's have a think. Jyn Erso, kind of a placemat, kind of a placeholder character almost. I think of all the characters, she kind of has second to least development. But again, not in a particularly disengaging way. But, and again, I'm not going to give any spoilers. It does tie together really well. It's consistently good, although the end third is better. It doesn't sag in the middle, which is nice. But the jewel in the crown has to be the space battle, the big space battle. And again, I'm not going to say anything, don't worry. Awesome. It's on par with the New Hope's Death Star battle. Obviously with modern effects and CGI. And there are some, I won't say what they are, but there's a couple of moments where you're like, oh yeah, I see what you did there, and that is awesome. And I heard a rumour about them, how can I say this? The producers of the film, I can't say it. I won't say it. But there are some moments where, let's just say, okay, we have some footage from the original New Hope, let's put it that way. And you probably won't spot it. And if you do spot it, you'll realise it's the original thing. There are some misses. Death Troopers, they look great, but they've got that kind of throwover from J.J. Abrams where you can't tell what they're saying through the radios and on the faceplates. It doesn't work. There is a bit where two stormtroopers, normal stormtroopers, have a little conversation, and if I remember rightly, in the New Hope there's a bit where two stormtroopers talking about the new T-16. There's a nice little throwback to that. There are two characters who, again, I don't want to give anything away. It's a brilliant idea, but it doesn't quite work what they've done. Almost works, but I have seen better. But yeah, you'll find out. There's loads of little throwbacks on. So it's really hard for me to. I'm really kind of in a zippy mood. That's why I wanted to cigarettes and smoke for 2 hours. But I'm really kind of enthused about it because it's a really nice film. It's a really good film. Those of you who grew up on the prequels as your first Star Wars, as your Star Wars period, it's a nice way to get back into the feeling of what Star Wars actually was. Because that's gone out now. Because those prequels were nothing compared to the original trilogy. And if they're the only ones you've seen, this is what Star Wars used to be like. So I would say, definitely, go and see Rogue One. It needs a couple of watches. In the same way Force Awakens, I think, at first it came out with a bit of a it's good, yeah, but on second watching I appreciated it all the more. So I think on this second watching I will appreciate it all the more. Start looking at all the things. I saw it. I didn't see it in 3D. Like I said, I can't see 3D. I saw it in 4K digital, and it looked fantastic. Again, little niggles. We're missing a lot of proper Star Wars sound effects. Stormtrooper rifles have the right sound, but they're often quite quiet and you can't hear them. There's a lot of non-Stormtrooper rifles, so there's a lot of non-canon sort of new sounds for weapons, which is a silly little niggle, but it's a niggle nonetheless. But yeah, there's... Final verdict, I would say little niggles knock a little bit off, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Definitely go and watch it if you haven't. Give it a watch. And kind of get back in, and it gives me hope for the remaining films in the series that aren't the canon 3 storyline. You know, the extra films. Go on, I'm letting you out. There you go. So yeah. Now, apologies. Obviously, it's really dark in here because it's night time. So this is probably all just silhouette, and I might have to re-record this. But if not, hey, brilliant. But yeah, definitely go and see it. Absolutely. It fills me with hope for what Disney are doing with the franchise. I've heard rumours that they are kind of just leaving things alone to the writers to just do stuff, and it's you know, I mean, I used to listen to the Tested podcast, so I know Gary Whitta, one of the 2 writers, and his thoughts on the Star Wars franchise were always quite comforting. So he's kept his finger on the pulse and he's kept the ball in play, and it's really good. So yeah, go and watch it. Go and enjoy it. If possible, give it a couple of watches. It's definitely worth seeing in the cinema. I'll tell you that for nothing. It's definitely worth seeing in the cinema. Just the first time. And if you can see it in 4K, if you can see it in 3D, it's probably fantastic in 3D. I can imagine it would be, but I don't know what 3D looks like. So, but that's going to do it for this little mini review. I'm just pulling into home soon, so thank you for watching. Go watch the film, and I might do some more of these because I like this kind of Top Gear driving while I'm talking, even though it's really weird when you pull into traffic and your window's open and there's somebody sat next to you looking at you thinking, why are you talking to yourself? So yeah, anyway, that's going to do it. Take care of yourselves, go make something cool. Adios amigos. Oh look, the lights are on. Scary, isn't it? It's like when the lights come on at the disco and you see the girl you're dancing with and you're like, oh no, oh no, no. Adios amigos.